evening and welcome to TV3 News Journal. It's good to be back. Please be sure you get your COVID shot. Brayton Johns announced a pop-up store that he and his brother Hunter will open during the holiday season.
We will be opening on Small Business Saturday, so November 26th, and it will remain open until Christmas Eve. So there are kind of 4 of us who came together to bring this idea to life, as well as the building owner who saw kind of the beauty in the idea. So that's myself and my brother under the Johns Brothers General Store concept, and Oak and Barley Boutique, women's boutique, Fayette County Farmers Market, so many of their vendors are coming in, growers and craftspeople. And then the final one is Act 3 Pottery. So they'll be in there, as well as the potters that practice in their studio with their product for sale. And we're hoping to have different events and that kind of thing, you know, during that month-long period, and just bring life to downtown is kind of our excitement with this whole project. We are going to be selling kind of a variety of products. So we've kind of handpicked some things from barns, antiques, just those kind of products. And then we're also selling things that you would see in general stores, candies, old-fashioned candies, bottled Coca-Cola, old-fashioned sodas. We are excited just to see how these few weeks go. And then from there, I think maybe that would give us a better idea, my brother and I, as far as the general store goes. But I think everyone involved, we're excited just to see how it goes. I think we'd always be open to kind of continuing the momentum. Again, we hope this is an example of the potential for revitalization in downtown. So yeah, who knows? We're hoping it's successful and will lead us on to future things.
He also shared plans for Winterfest, December 2nd and 3rd downtown.
Winterfest is a great collaborative event. We have a lot of people on board. We've got, of course, the city kind of being the umbrella, the festivals committee. We have many great businesses and nonprofits and things involved with the planning under that umbrella. And then on the days of, we will have Fred's food trucks coming to town. So each day there will be some different food trucks coming from Indianapolis. A big event coming with them next year here in Connersville, so we're excited to have them here for Winterfest. Historic Connersville is hosting a antique and craft fair in the Canal House lot. Their museum and Canal House will be open. Downtown shops and restaurants will be open for people to grab some food, do some shopping. We'll have reindeer games hosted by many of Fayette County's nonprofits in the courthouse lawn. So, you know, they'll be providing resources as well as some games and activities for kids. The Oasis is having their celebration of lights. So that's Discover Connersville and the library. And then the Fayette Community Foundation on Friday evening is having their Candy Canes and Cocoa event. And yeah, we're excited just to kind of highlight downtown and bring some light and cheer for the holidays.
This is our Winterfest patio that we have designed and put together for the Winterfest and the Polar Express to kind of all come together and be a part of our downtown celebration. We have 3 fire pits that will be going Friday, Saturdays, and Sundays for the next 5 weekends during all this event. It's open to everyone, free service. We have the Adirondack chairs that we were able to actually purchase this year because of all the sponsorships that we were able to gain that is now part of the festivals committee for the city of Connersville. So it's kind of, we're building these installations that we can use for years to come for all the festivals that we do downtown.
Santa and Mrs. Claus will be at the Santa house both evenings from 5 to 8, as well as the reindeer and some elves. We have carriage rides. They'll board at the Canal House lot, and it is free to do, as well as essentially all of the features of Winterfest, unless, you know, you're purchasing food or that kind of thing. So we're excited to have everyone down for some holiday fun. Yeah, so Winterfest is on Friday, December 2nd, and Saturday, December 3rd. Both days it is from 5 to 8 p.m. And then some other events within the community will take place outside of those set hours that are taking place downtown.
Connersville High School graduate Brandon Townsend is establishing himself as a filmmaker. He's been working on his most recent project, Comfort Zone, here in Connorsville.
Well, I've wanted to make movies for as long as I can remember. Whenever I was a kid, I used to play with my action figures and act out movies with them that I made up in my head, and then I would ask my mother if I could borrow the family camcorder to film my movies, and she'd say no, which probably inspired me more than anything, because maybe my thought process was, well, if I can't do it now, I'll just do it later. A Comfort Zone is the story of Jeff Thomas, and Jeff is an addict who's living on his own and struggling to keep it together while his mother is in the hospital dealing with severe head trauma. And he gets a phone call from somebody who he believes to have been dead since his early childhood. So the film follows him on a spiral of self-destruction and nightmarish visions he experiences as he tries to figure out what's going on. We filmed at Parkview Restaurant a couple of weeks ago, and they were very gracious, very helpful for us. And in a few weeks, we're going to be filming at Dr. Grogan's clinic. Dr. Grogan has given us permission to film in his clinic too. So those two locations, plus a few more, and just kind of around in the general area for outdoor shots. I'd say the film will be wrapped in about 4 months. 4 months tops is when production will be wrapped, and then it has to go into post, so it has to be edited, and then it'll be submitted to film festivals, and we'll see what happens from there.
Chris Lovett, pastor at Crosspoint Biker Church, talked with us about mission activities that the church has been involved in the past few months.
We're in Macon, Kentucky, a little town in the middle of absolute nowhere, somewhere around the London area, McKee, down in that area. Just a few minutes, about 40 minutes from Virginia, so we were down on the line. We fed a lot of people that were in, they were in tents, a lot of tent stuff. Most of the houses were trashed. It was really devastating. We was there 3 weeks in a row. I had to come home right before the last week we were down there. I had to come home and preach, and then went back down. And we fed somewhere in the neighborhood of 26,000 meals. So we were in Florida for 2 weeks. We started the first day we got down there. We had to set up because we have a 30 by 40 circus tent that we set up, and that takes a little bit of work. We left on Saturday, got down there Sunday afternoon, got set up on Monday. We got everything, because you have to find out where you can get water, where we can dump sewer, because you got travel trailers and stuff that we stay in. And so once we got all that figured out, we started feeding on Tuesday. It was a great week. The week was good. Hurricane, they called it a mini hurricane, the first one. That come in on a Wednesday. No, that come in on Saturday. On Saturday, we had a mini hurricane come in at 10:30 at night. It wrapped the awning on one of our big orange trailers up over the awning. They were calling for 60 to 90 mile an hour winds and a lot of rain. So I told the whole group on Tuesday morning as we were feeding, we were going to start packing up, and we left Wednesday morning to head back home before it hit landfall. So, well, everybody probably saw my Thanksgiving post right after we got done. We opened the gates at 5, and at 5:45 I had to close them. We was out. So what happened was I anticipated a little bit extra. So we went from 35 to 40 turkeys up to 50. And we have people from all different churches, and some of them that don't go to church that like to come and help. So it's a real big community thing. It's not just Crosspoint. The churches, even when we go on disasters, the churches have just really, we don't have a denominational line. So this year there wasn't a lot left over because diesel fuel was so expensive, and Florida was far away, and so Kentucky was about the same. But we would encourage everybody, if you think about it, to send a little bit, because it goes. We don't have anybody on staff. It all goes straight into the ministry, and right now the biggest hurdle we got right now is diesel fuel. 3 ways. One, they could send it to 1130 East Baseline Road right here in Connorsville to the church, or they can drop it off at the church. We have a lock box outside the gate, which is our mailbox. It's a lock box. Or you can get on crosspointbikerchurch.com, and if you go to the top of our website, there's a give button, and you can give that way, or you can just call us. The church's number, which is my cell phone, is 765-265-7751. So Jesus loves you, and so do we. That's a preach out.
He mentioned that the mission trips are an outreach not only of this congregation, but of Connersville as a whole. If you would like to support them, information is available on their Facebook page and on their website, crosspointbikerchurch.com. Jennifer Young, director of the Hope Center, gave us a tour of their new facility on 19th Street.
Yeah, welcome to our new building. So we're so excited to have you in our new building. We love it. It's on the corner of 20th and Indiana Avenue. We've really tried to make this a homey, warm, inviting place. And so we hope that you feel comfortable if you come in to see us. So welcome to our ultrasound room and our lab. We're super excited about how this came together. We have a brand new ultrasound machine that was donated by the Knights of Columbus. And we have 2 volunteer sonographers that come in, and we have 4 volunteer RNs that come in to do the blood draw. We're super thankful that they believe in our mission and who we are and what we do. So now we're in our counseling room. This is where the clients would come in and do their parenting classes and their life skills classes. And our goal really was just to make it soft and homey and warm, comfortable with the couches and the chairs. Because we want them to feel comfortable when they come in. So the parenting classes can go when you find out you're first pregnant all the way through elementary age. So we have quite the wide range. Life skills carries a variety of topics, and most of our clients finish all of them. So we're super thankful. So this is our new Blessings Boutique. We wanted it to be super fresh, hip, modern. And so when clients come in to take their parenting classes or life skills classes, they earn Hope Dollars, which they can then come and spend in our new Blessings Boutique. I hope that when you come in, you feel like it's a beautiful, welcoming space because we've designed it just for you. So we are open Monday 12 to 3, Tuesday 12 to 4, Wednesday 12 to 5, and Thursday 1 to 7. We stay open later on Thursdays for STI, STD testing, maybe ultrasounds, just for a little bit later appointments. You could always come in and pick up 12 free diapers every week. You can pick up 1 free can of formula per month and a seasonal bag of clothes for fall and winter, and then spring and summer. Those are open to anybody in our community.
Ordinance enforcer Nick Brown recently received a grant on behalf of the Fayette County Soil and Water Conservation District. They'll be planting wildflowers. Here he is to tell us more.
So we got some different areas throughout the city that are just, in general, they're just hard to maintain, require extra manpower, unsightly overgrowth with weeds. So just trying to figure out a way that we could maintain these a little better or just make a better appearance with them. So got with the Soil and Water office and about a wildflower mixture of seed that we could broadcast in these areas. So therefore Andrea at the Soil and Water office reached out to their people and came up with a mixture that we could plant. So we went and applied for the mini grant with the foundation and was awarded that. So there, for this spring, we will be planting wildflowers in certain areas of town that are hard to mow for the city, and there's certain areas throughout town too that are privately owned that the owners of the property will do the work on those property, but we'll supply the seed for it to make the unsightly weeds and all that, help control all that for them.
Now here's Brad Coulter looking back.
Hi, I'm Brad Coulter and this is Looking Back. This story is called More Than a Name on a Wall. This is an excerpt from a letter from Jimmy Swango. Boy, I got myself into it this time. They moved us by chopper about 5 miles up north on a huge mountain. We're supposed to work our way down to a river on the bottom. This place is just full of North Vietnamese, so it looks like we'll be into it before the day is over. "Oh well, I'm not ready to die yet, so I'm not going to worry about it." This is one of the last things written by 20-year-old Jimmy Swango in a letter home to his friends, Rosemary Birch and Ray Gully. They are now 52 years later, Mr. and Mrs. Ray Gully of Everton. James Ray Swango was born in Decatur County in 1949. Within a year, his parents had brought their small family to Fayette County. Jimmy's birthday was fittingly July 4th. They called him Firecracker Jim, and for his first years he was told the July 4th fireworks were in honor of his birthday. To his friends, Jimmy was a friendly and charismatic character. He drew people of all ages to him, and he was very well liked and admired. His letters home tell stories of him meeting strangers and striking up conversations with interesting people everywhere he went. He just had a way about him. Tales of him loading up neighborhood children and taking them to Connersville for ice cream are remembered. It's well known that he would rather coon hunt than eat. He even carried a card with his phone number that said, "I'm a coon hunter. If you want to go, call me." In 1968, Jimmy's dad, Keith R. Swango, died in the emergency room at Fayette Memorial Hospital at the age of 42 of a heart attack. He had worked at D&M, and suddenly the family was without its father and breadwinner. There were 6 children in the home, 4 brothers to Jimmy: Robert, Timmy, Billy, and Terry. He also had a sister, Gina. Shortly later, they lost their grandfather on their dad's side. In May 1969, Jimmy graduated from Connersville High School and went to work at D&M also. He was able to buy himself a 67 GTX 440 Magnum, of which he was very proud. On October 2nd of that year, he was drafted and was off to Fort Dix, New Jersey for training. In February, he was in Fort McClellan, Alabama for more extensive battlefield training. His letters home during this time spoke often of his fiancée, Mary Lynn Ferris. He said he could not wait to get home, get married, and live a simple life. He would write about being homesick a little, but many of his words were focused on his friends, their lives, and uplifting them. On March 21, 1970, he was sent to Vietnam and began his tour there. His friends figured he would be fine because he definitely knew his way around the woods. He accumulated a combat badge, marksmanship badge, parachutist badge, Vietnam Service Medal, a Gallantry Cross, a Good Conduct Medal, and finally a Purple Heart. On June 17th, he was in the Thu Thien province and became involved in a firefight. As a member of the 101st Airborne Division, 1st Battalion, 327th Infantry, D Company, James Ray Swango was killed by small arms fire. He was the 4th Fayette County young man killed in Vietnam, just 17 days short of his 21st birthday. It took a number of days to get Jimmy home for his funeral service. His funeral was at what is now Showalter Blackwell Long Funeral Home. Saturday, June 27, 1970, Mayor Ralph Newquist issued an order to fly flags for the city at half-mast to honor our local hero. He is buried at Everton Cemetery. Take a moment to remember and give thanks for James Ray Swango. And Lord, would you tell him he's more than a name on a wall?